All right, what's going on, folks? This is Francisco Kuya Kicks Tejada. We have a very special stream, very special edition of the Awesome Toy Show. Is actually going to be the Awesome Holiday Show, I have a very special guest with me today. We do have the King of Print himself. We got Wing on the line. How's it going, Wing?
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
Awesome. Thanks so much for taking the time to join our stream today. I know the last time we were together, it was the Awesome Toy Show in October. That was in around Port Credit at the Oasis.
Yeah.
But let's tell us a little bit more about the Awesome Holiday Show and how that kind of is like different from the last show we did.
The Awesome Holiday Show is going to be kind of like a Christmas edition toy market. We got about 50 vendors showing up this time. And we're actually going to one of our old stomping grounds at the Courtyard Marriott in 290 Dairy Road West in Mississauga. Yeah, it's just an overall Christmas theme, and we're going to be focusing on a lot of toy donations as well, because we're gathering donations for the kids in need, and it's going directly to the Toronto Community Housing. So,
That's an awesome initiative, and I
yeah.
love that. Like it's definitely really smart, for retailers, to be able to kind of support, those toy banks and toy drives and stuff like that. And your show is like the perfect place, where people can, get a little bit something for themselves, and then be able to give back at the same time. So really appreciate you being able to, tie that in.
No, actually, no problem. Actually, in fact, for all our shows throughout the year, we've been actually gathering toy donations. So this one is like our final, grab, and then we're do one big dump all the way to Toronto Community Housing. So one
That's
drop.
sweet. Love
Yeah,
love to hear about the partnership for sure.
yeah.
I'm curious to know, like, do you have any new or like favorite vendors, you know what I mean, that have maybe been showing up in 2000, like 2023, or like even like up to this show? Anyone that people should kind of keep their eyes on?
Yeah, definitely. We got a wide variety of vendors, but I think about Titan Toys. They're always like first to sign up whenever we kind of like post about our upcoming shows.
Shout out to
They're
Danny.
definitely supporters. Yeah. They have a variety of stuff that some of our other vendors don't carry, like all the imports and stuff, right?
Mhm.
So they're definitely a vendor to check out. Um, Darnum Toys and Collectibles, they've been with us since day one. And I don't know if you remember when I told you, like, our very, very first show was the one done in my print shop at the back, right? So
Wow,
they were one of the original 9 vendors, man.
very cool.
So
OGs.
they've been literally with us for every show along the way. So definitely check them out. They got a wide variety of like Funko Pops, wrestling figures, and whatnot. So check out them. So yeah,
Nice. Shout out to Darnum.
yeah.
I'm just curious to know again, like, why should people come out to the awesome holiday show? You know what I mean, next weekend on the 17th.
Well, first and foremost, if you haven't done your Christmas shopping, this is the time to do it, right? So get your last minute shopping in, and hey, even just people in general who are still collecting stuff and whatnot, like, hey, come on out. There's a lot of vendors selling stuff for all the collectibles, toys, animes, trading cards, gaming, everything, man.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I know one thing that you're known for as well. We talked about this on the last show, is how you kind of bring different like entertainment and show elements into this.
yeah,
So I know what some things that people are really looking forward to are your raffles. So what kind
yes.
of things are you giving up for as raffle prizes this time?
Well, if you remember from the last show, we had a special vendor there called McFarlane Toys.
Hmm.
And I actually still have some additional donations from them. So we still got
Nice.
more McFarlane Toy stuff to give away at this one. So
Very cool. And
yeah,
McFarlane toys again, they're really hot. I know that Drew, my other half of Toy Bacon, like he started collecting a lot of McFarlane when it was like the sports and rock and all that
yeah,
other types of stuff.
yeah.
And of course, we've seen them grow, especially into the DC collectible world, over time. So
Yeah.
definitely some awesome stuff that they're doing there. So really good quality, especially the sculpts and stuff. They're
Oh
unreal.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, unreal, man. And then also we got our the usual raffle stuff that people enjoy. The free gas cards, canvas artworks, and then just we have a bunch of donations gathered from our vendors as well. So there's gonna be a lot of raffle prizes as well. So
Awesome. So make sure everyone, you got to grab your raffle tickets. I should also at this time kind of pull up even a quick screenshot of the website, of course,
yeah,
because one thing that we went over last time as well are the different types of fan packages and pricing here.
Yeah.
So if you want, if you don't mind, maybe just kind of like talking through a little bit of the fan package, ticketing packages, because you do get some raffle tickets depending on
Sure.
the package that you purchase. So if you don't mind kind of spending a little bit of time here.
Sure. So our top package that we offer is the Ultimate Fan Holiday Package. That one's for $50, and you get a bunch of stuff, including 50 extra raffle tickets. And those tickets are valid all day for all the raffle prizes that we're giving out. Um, we also include a swag bag that includes like a T-shirt, posters, and a mystery Funko Pop.
Nice.
We actually did that at our last show by adding mystery Funko Pops. So a lot of the people that bought the VIP package were really enjoyed that included into it, right? So
Nice. And with Funko, like there's something for everyone. Like they have so many different licenses, which like literally like regardless of what kind of fan or collector you are, there's a pop for you somewhere.
movies, TV, wrestling, like every genre that they have a Funko for it, right? So
For sure.
yeah.
Awesome.
And also the Ultimate Fan Package gives you early entry into the show at 11 a.m. and valid for in and out all day long. The next one we have is the awesome VIP pass. That's for $20, and we include 10 extra raffle tickets, I believe. No, sorry, 5 extra raffle tickets, and also valid for any raffle prize throughout the day. And yeah, also gives you early access into our show at 11 a.m. So a lot of people want to shop around and get all the good stuff before the general admission public. So if you want to do that, get this option. And then we have our general admission for $10, which starts at 12 p.m. and onward. And for every person that gets this, gets one extra raffle ticket, and
Nice.
chance to win something. Something for everyone.
Well, that's great. And I think
Yeah.
again, like the bonus of again, like that awesome VIP pass and the ultimate fan package, you
Yeah.
always provide a great value, in regards to what that
Mhm.
is.
Yeah.
The reason why I would want to kind of just highlight again the ultimate fan package and the awesome VIP package a little bit more is the extra hour, you get to shop, before everybody else. So for the people that if this is your first show, if you haven't been to a collectible show or anything like that,
Yeah.
again, yes, it's open to the general public from noon to 4. But
Yeah.
again, the awesome VIP pass and the ultimate fan package get you in at 11. And the reason why that's important, specifically at these types of shows, like you and I both know, but for the person who's
Yeah.
maybe like not too
Yeah.
familiar,
Yeah.
things get picked through fast,
Oh
right? So
yeah.
if,
Yeah.
if there's something hot, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, that you're really looking for or literally just came out, like those Spider-Man Marvel Legends No Way Home
Yeah.
toys,
Yeah.
you can't find them anywhere at a Toys R Us, a Walmart, a
Mhm.
GameStop, or whatever. But I guarantee you, there's going to be somebody there at the show that has these figures on hand. But I don't even know if they're going to last from 11 to noon. Like those might be gone,
Oh, the
before
first
everyone
five
else
minutes,
gets there.
man. The
Yeah,
first
right.
5 minutes might be gone. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Um.
why I'm encouraging, people like they should at least probably get like their awesome VIP pass so
Yeah.
they get, you know what I mean, that early access, the
Mhm.
raffle tickets, and they get a chance to actually scoop up something for themselves or their kids or, anyone who they're kind of shopping for, right?
From what the vendors tell me, like obviously the hot item is still One Piece.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of like the Funko like One Piece are like being sold early on in that hour.
Hmm.
Um, I think in the world of wrestling, like there's a couple of Scott Steiners and Dominic Mysterios that are like hot items as well right now. So I know those are being flown off the shelf as well. So
I know. And then for me again, because like, Drew and I, like we look around, for different deals, especially on the Legends. Andrew
yeah,
like definitely has a lot more of like the Marvel Legends types of stuff. So
yeah,
every time we're on WhatsApp and we're talking about it, like you'll find maybe the Matt Murdock, you'll find the Zendaya and the
yeah,
Sandman, but you don't
yeah.
find any of the
Anything
three
else? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Spider-Man in that
yeah, yeah,
wave, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
again, it's those types of things where like again, like it's just it's a tough time, like you said, if you haven't already bought your collectibles, like you know what I mean, like this is the place to get
Get
them.
it now, man. Yeah, get it
Yeah.
now.
That's awesome. So thanks so much for that recap.
No
So
problem.
again, general admission, $10, awesome VIP pass, $20, ultimate fan package, $50 with all these extra bonuses as you get higher in the tiers. The link is down below as well. You can get your tickets at awesometoyshow.ca.
Yeah.
And anything else you want to talk about in regards to the tickets and the show itself?
Once again, we're just collecting donations as well, toy donations. So anyone buying any of these packages, please bring a toy donation as long, and it goes to a good cause, goes to the kids directly in need at the Toronto Community Housing. So
Awesome. Thanks, Wing.
yeah,
One part that I wanted to kind of pivot, out of, just the awesome holiday show, in itself is the partnership that, you, Boy, and I started with adding like the gaming elements,
yeah,
to the show. So, for those that are hearing about this for the first time, there are, collectible shows that are out there where you pretty much go and it's very much focused on that vendor sort of aspect of getting action figures and other types of collectibles and stuff like that. But again, Wing comes from a pretty rich variety of shows. Be it like car import shows and other types of stuff, festival kind of like backgrounds and stuff like that. That's where you're seeing a lot of like these raffle elements and music elements and other types of stuff coming in. So one thing that Wing approached Boy and I about was adding a gaming element to his shows, to draw a couple more customers and provide more variety. So appreciate you obviously bringing us into the fold. So I wanted to let everyone know that again, Toy Bacon and Scars and Strops Barbershop are hosting another Smashdown tournament at the awesome holiday show next weekend. So if you went to the awesome toy show in October, we were able to set up some Switch consoles and TVs outside in the main hall. We hosted a Smash Brothers Ultimate tournament, and we cashed out, some people that were at the event, and we're going to be doing something very similar. So a little bit more background on that. Boy and I know all of us go back like way back to like high school days and stuff like that in different ways. But I know we host Smashdown events at Scars and Strops Barbershop in Lakeshore, every month. And I'll pull it up right now, at least like what the new creative sort of looks like here. But with the monthly events that we do, it's more of a meetup, more of like a casual place for people to kind of like practice and just kind of meet people that like Smash. And we hosted a few tournaments here and there. But you're actually hosting our third tournament this year, which is awesome, right before the new year.
yeah,
And the cool thing about this, again, it's a 1v1 tournament, double elimination. The players are actually competing for a $100 cash prize for the first prize, which I think is pretty nice. With $100, you can pick up like a nice import figure or a couple domestic figures like at the show, which is great. Or even you do some more Christmas shopping. You know what I mean? Depending on what you're interested in at the Awesome Toy Show.
yeah.
Um, Also, we have first and third. We'll be winning some Mario themed collectibles courtesy of Wing. I think you had a couple of those examples on the side, right?
Yeah, I got a couple of Super Mario Brothers to give to as a prize to the winners of the tournament. Is one of them.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Oh
Little
yeah, from the Super
Mario.
Mario
Yeah.
Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think for the probably the grand prize winner, I'll probably be donating this one.
The big boy. Yeah,
The
Bowser
big
is
boy.
really cool, and he's like he scales really well. Like it's interesting because like he even fits into like the other like comic sort of style like line. Like
It's bigger
that's
than
really
my head, man. Bigger than my head. Yeah.
so yeah. First through third, Wing is providing again these awesome, Mario themed toys. And then another thing that we'll be doing is Drew and I we're actually tossing in some toy bacon prints as well. So again, first through third, you're not leaving empty-handed.
Yeah.
First place is taking home that $100 prize pool. So again, definitely something for people to sort of check out at the show. So one thing about this, again, it is a 16-player cap. It is limited in regards to what we're doing here, and that's just to ensure that we have a good flow. It does take some time, to process through like a double elimination bracket, and because again the event is running from 11 to 4. We're going to be actually starting this right at noon. So we're taking registrations up until the day of. So you can walk up and register, or you could sign up at smashdown.eventbrite.com in order to secure your ticket. One thing that I forgot to mention as well that you're hooking us up with is the bonus of actually getting into the Awesome Toy Show. So
Yeah.
it's $10 to register for the Smashdown event. So if you're a competitor and you're coming here just to kind of play Smash and win some cash prizes as well as the Mario themed prizes and Toy Bacon here, you also get free access to the Awesome Holiday Show to kind of go through and again find some other stuff there. So a little bit of a 2-for-1 $20 value, you know what I mean, that we're providing here with Wing, with Boy, to get in here.
I mean, if I recall from the last show, people that were kind of waiting before their next turn actually took the opportunity to walk the show
Oh
and
yeah,
shop around a bit too, right? So definitely, might as well take up on that, right? Take advantage of that, right?
exactly, right? Like
Yeah.
we ended up renting 2 brackets as well, so the
Mhm.
first bracket ended a little bit early,
Mhm.
and, exactly to your point, some people that maybe won, just kinda stuck around and
Yeah.
ended up just kinda, like, picking through, like, some of the vendor tables and stuff like that, so, again, an excellent way to see some of the stuff again, and for people that aren't, as familiar with all the collectibles type of stuff, a lot of what you see at Wing's show is not going to be stuff you find at a big box store, right? Because he has a lot of connections again with these independent vendors that are either out, spread out across the GTA, or maybe again like focus more on online. But what Wing is providing here is again one central location where all these vendors kind of come together, so you get a lot of bang for your buck. Like instead of going to a shopping mall and just kind of doing some window shopping and seeing what you find, this is one concentrated effort to find, toys, action figures, collectibles, comics, games, all this type of stuff. Especially so if you're looking for someone who's into this type of stuff, like pop culture, like type of like collectibles and stuff like that. This is definitely something you want to put onto your radar. For next weekend on Sunday. Last thing I will say that we're doing from a gaming perspective is we already talked about the tournament, but one thing that we wanted to kind of add is this leaderboard aspect. And the reason why we talked about this a little bit earlier as well is that like some people like maybe if they're not as familiar with esports and with like Smash Brothers, might be a little intimidating to kind of see like when people are kind of like in the heat of the match and they don't really get kind of what's going on, or that might be their first time kind of seeing that. But one thing that Boy and I discussed was making use of an extra TV to set up a little leaderboard, and actually we want to focus on retro this time. We
Yeah.
know that Smash Brothers is more for maybe the younger millennials, the Gen Zs, the alphas that are really into kind of that franchise. But I know what you, Boy, and I kind of grew up with. Like we still grew up with the 8 and the 16-bit, right?
Yeah.
And if
Exactly.
there was bragging rights when it came down to like couch co-op,
Yeah.
we were throwing down in like Street Fighter or Mario Kart races or
Yeah.
other types of stuff like that, right? So what we were thinking is we're gonna start a SNES Mario Kart time trial leaderboard.
Okay.
So this way, again, you don't need to really worry about, I guess, like, competing against somebody live or getting hit with shells and stuff. You're really competing against yourself. It's like, how quickly can you crush that course?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, can you time your feather to jump over, or the mushroom boost to
Yeah.
kind of like, rip through some grass and just like
Yeah.
kind of save a few seconds on the laps? So we want to have this actually as an open tournament where
Okay.
anyone, like the parents or anyone that's attending the show, can kind of come by and like just set their top lap time. We'll open it up to vendors as well. So again, if they have an extra moment, you know what I mean, and they have some extra staff and they want to come by and set some bragging rights and stuff, we can do that too. And for everyone, a little special thing that when I expressed this to Wing earlier today, he ended up saying that he's gonna also toss in some bonus prizes for the first person on the leaderboard as well, right?
Yeah, well, we got some extra toys and collectibles. We'll throw in as prizes to the winner of that leaderboard. You know.
Yeah. So again, all new experience that we have here. Gaming is now a part of the Awesome Toy Show template. We have the Smash Brothers element that we're hosting through again Scars and Strops and Toy Bacon, and then again an extra side TV for people that want to play retro games like Mario Kart and set some lap times in order to win some prizes. So gaming experiences for kids young and old to kind of come by and check out what we have over here.
And actually,
Um,
just to touch on that too, we've also got an increase in like gaming related vendors signing up for our show as well. So
nice.
for all the gamers that shop for that stuff, we got it too. So
Nice. And then
yeah,
I think it's to specify there, there's definitely, there's the new games that everyone's picking up for like the new,
yes,
consoles and stuff that you could obviously buy in
yeah,
stores. But one thing that you don't see in like, again, like a GameStop, and some of these other stores that stock games these days is retro. And that's where I
retro, yeah,
feel like
yeah,
what a lot of the vendors that you're mentioning right
yeah,
now, they're specializing on, you know what I mean, those retro games, whether it be consoles or cartridges, and stuff like that. So, retro is really big. You don't need an internet connection. There's like that nostalgia feeling, like to playing like some of these types of games. So it's awesome that you're able to invite, some of these, gaming vendors to the show as well.
No, yeah, they're looking forward to it. They heard about how great the tournament was last time, so there's definitely like video game element that's been added. So they want to come in and sell their stuff too. So
Nice. And we'll
yeah,
have a list of all the gaming vendors
yeah,
at the Smash Gaming Experience as well.
yeah,
So just putting that out there, even if you're not competing in the actual tournament or the leaderboard, if
yeah,
you want to just talk gaming and you want to know about kind of like more about the scene and the vendors that are there with gaming products, just come to us again. We'll work with Wing to grab
yeah.
that list of gaming vendors, and then we'll point you in the right direction to help find those gaming experiences on site.
I also wanted to mention was, usually people describe our show that it has a vibe, right? So from the last show, a lot of people were coming up to me and telling me it was such a great vibe outside where you guys were. The
Hmm.
whole gaming with tour and everyone like getting rowdy and cheering and
Nice,
like
nice.
you guys had your own vibe within our vibe, So
Yeah,
it was definitely a good thing.
for sure, and that's what we want to bring. I think again, we talked about this. How some shows, depending on where you go, they have their own kind of vibe and tone.
Mhm.
You've brought in again, like when you bring in like that DJ element, like the raffling element, all these other types of stuff. It does make it really really exciting. You know what I mean? And so again, that's one of the things I gave you a shout out for before is taking like all these entertainment elements. You know what I mean? And just kind of having like that thought of like, okay, like bringing in all these moving pieces because there's something that like I guess appeals to everybody. Like there's so many different kind of fans out there, and people that collect likely also like gaming. They might like anime, they might like
Yeah,
cartoons, right? So
yeah,
it's a really good way to kind of have like-minded people. You know what I mean? Kind of coming together. Um,
there you go.
the other thing, based on what you're saying in terms of the vibe of
Yeah,
being outside,
yeah,
is because we have so many TVs.
yeah,
What we noticed is that during the finals, like it's pretty much only one TV where like the main last two competitors
yeah,
are competing for that number one spot, right?
yeah.
And everyone really clustered in to kind of like check out like what I mean, who's gonna win.
The
So
final, right?
something that we invested in was actually an HDMI splitter. So what we're
Mhm.
gonna do now is all the TVs are going to be used for the actual tournament. But
Yeah.
once we get into
Oh
like the final
wow.
stages of the
Okay.
tournament, we're gonna
Okay.
split that feed across all
Yeah.
four TVs. So it
Oh
doesn't matter
wow.
where you're standing, you're gonna
You
be able
see
to
it.
see
You
the
see it.
action. Yeah,
Ah. Okay. Okay. Very good.
yeah.
Very good.
So
I'm looking
again,
forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
for
Uh,
sure. So again, we're aiming to wrap that, and then what we're gonna do, similarly to before, is we'll take that champion and then we'll crown them, on the stage.
yeah.
With the winner ceremony. Again, they're gonna take home their $100 plus their Mario collectibles and
Yeah.
their Throw Bacon prints. And then again, second and third will also be there to kind of claim their Toy Bacon and collectibles as well. So it should be a really good time.
Hey man, I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. The last plug that we wanted to do really quick was again for our friends at Titan Toys. So again, shout out to Danny Danny Green Collects. He's going to be again the person who's kind of setting up there. Titan Toys is another port credit based business, that we've been working with over the last little while. I think you saw him and Drew at Kuya's show, I think yesterday or something like that, right?
Yeah, the Kuya's collectible show was just yesterday at the Niagara Falls Convention Center.
Hmm.
Yeah, Titan Toys was there. Toy Bacon was there too. So, yeah, we catched up and everyone. Yeah, it was a great show, man. He's doing great work in the Niagara region. So that keep an eye out on Kuya's collectibles, man.
Absolutely. No, and
Yeah,
Marlon's awesome. I remember um so we actually we met I think like informally maybe in some other settings, but
yeah.
just like a little sidebar here is Drew and I ended up winning tickets to watch the new TMNT Mutant Mayhem movie,
Oh
the one
yeah,
that
yeah,
came out
yeah.
in the summer.
Oh yeah,
So
he
we
was
ended up
at that event. Yeah.
yeah, so we went out to Yorkdale, and then sure enough, like we're in line, and we're kind of like all three of us are like eyeing each other because it's like,
Oh.
how do I know
Yeah.
that guy?
Yeah.
So Marlon's there with his son, and so we started like getting into intros and stuff like that. Because I think he ended up like he got there because of TMNT Collector and some of the other
Yeah.
people that are kind of like
Yeah.
in the scene.
Yeah.
But it was great to see him there. And then of course, obviously, since we're both Filipino, like a lot of people sometimes will like get our names like kind of like mixed up together because again it's Kuya Marlin and Kuya Kicks, right? Because
Yeah.
we both
Yeah.
have that kind of like side to it.
Yeah.
But yo, shout out to him for definitely putting together like that the bringing together the Niagara scene and another thing a little bit closer to the border and another show that people can kind of can do as well.
Yeah, for
But
sure,
yeah, you
man.
said that yeah, Danny and Drew were there. Um, So for those that don't know, Toy Bacon and Titan Toys also have a promo. So on top of Danny, showing up with like, he has Transformers, Marvel Legends, Mafex. Like you talked about it earlier. Like he has imports that some of the other people don't have, right?
Yeah.
Um, One of the things that I saw yesterday that they showed me a picture of was it's not an import, but it's hard to find. I've never seen it in person, but it's the big, I think it's a commander class Ultra Magnus. It's like new. It's like
Oh
it's from
wow.
the '86 movie, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I actually have my hot rod here. I'll pull. This is even random. This is like fully random. I didn't even plan this, but like I have like my '86 hot rod with the
Holding
Matrix
up a
there.
spark, eh?
Yeah, yeah. So it's the one that scales with this. So like this guy
Yeah.
is like this big, but I think the Magnus is like
To scale, right?
is
Yeah.
to
Wow.
scale. And again, that's a really something really cool, and so it's definitely something that I saw. Danny had at the table yesterday. So people can, again, like even if it's a domestic figure,
Yeah.
he does have his hands on like the stuff that's hard to find. So definitely checking out Titan Toys is a good look.
They also have a very unique like visual display in terms of their merchandising at our shows. So it's
Hmm.
definitely like not just a matter of like putting the thing on the table, right? Like they have a whole unique setup. So even like looking at that, it's very visual appeal, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Denny has a great eye for that type of stuff. Obviously, he used to own, a couple shops like when he was living out west.
Mhm.
And then even now, working with Drew on photography, working with
Yeah.
Shay on building the two. I think what you're thinking about is the dioramas, right?
Yeah,
Like
the dioramas. Yeah, those little custom made by them, right? So
exactly. So
yeah,
we've been doing that. Like I know Shay built those bases for the
yeah,
Spiro toys, like those Animal Kingdom
yeah,
toys. And again, you're right. You know what I mean? It's better than just kind of having like sure, you could have like your boxes and your peg slots and all this
yeah,
other types of stuff.
yeah, yeah.
But I think when you see the diorama and you see like things posed a little bit
It,
more,
it draws you in,
yeah, and
Yeah,
it inspires you to do like what am I going to do at home? So maybe
yeah,
you won't have just a regular like vanilla pose of the dude standing on your shelf. You might
yeah,
want to get some flight stands. You might want to
yeah,
get like a little background and like
yeah.
it inspires you to kind of like to bring your toy to life, right? Um, so no, shout out to definitely to Danny, to Shay, to Drew, and everyone that's like helping out the Titan Toys table.
Mhm.
And another thing again with that partnership that we have with Titan Toys is we have a Toy Bacon promo code.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you knew this, but anyone that uses the promo code Toy Bacon also gets 10% off their first purchase, which is pretty dope. You know what I mean? Like it's rare that, especially like if it's a import collectible, like
Yeah.
you rarely see discounts on those. You know what I mean? If anything, it goes up. Like the cheapest is usually when you get the pre-order,
Yeah.
and then once it's sold out, you know what I mean? Like
Price
I think
goes
that
up.
the price
Yeah.
goes up.
Yeah.
I think the average Mafex toy like goes up. I think it's usually around like 100 to 150 bucks on release.
Yeah.
And I think after like 3 to 6 months, like the base then goes up to 150. You know what I mean? And it starts
Oh,
like
yeah.
they become more rare. Like you
Yeah.
can't find like a black suit Spider-Man
Yeah.
or some of like those like, you know what I mean, like crazy like comic figures that they have without kind of coughing up some dough. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Cool. So that I think wraps up the majority of like the different elements that we were talking about. Couple of things we talked about for sure were the awesome holiday show. So maybe one more time if you want to give people a little rundown on what's going on next Saturday,
Yeah,
next
so
Sunday rather.
next Sunday, yeah, Sunday, December 17th, awesome holiday show. Over 50 vendors at the Courtyard Marriott at 290 Dairy Road West, Mississauga. For all your last minute shopping, all your collectibles, toys, anime, artwork, trading cards, gaming, come on out. And also, too, we're gathering toy donations and we're giving it to directly to the kids in needs through the Toronto Community Housing. And yeah, so start time is 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. for VIP. General admission 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. And I look forward to seeing all of you coming out. And yeah, next Sunday, December 17th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, part of the show that we have as well, again, is the Smashdown as well. So again, this is a collaboration between the Awesome Toy Show, between Scars and Strops Barbershop and Toy Bacon. Again, something to kind of differentiate the collectible sort of aspect of the shows. Wing has invited Boy and I, and the team to kind of bring out some Nintendo Switch consoles, some TVs, So if you're in the main foyer and you want to actually play Smash Brothers, or even just kind of watch some competitive Smash Ultimate, you could do that. At the show, we have a special deal. It's $10 to register for the tournament to compete. The tournament has a $100 prize pool, but if you register for the tournament, that $10 will also get you free admission to the show. So it's actually a $20 value for that. First place will take $100 cash, and then first through third also will get some collectibles, Mario themed collectibles, and Toy Bacon art, courtesy of Drew Olive and I. And then the final thing, again, one more plug to our friends at Titan Toys. So again, Titan Toys, based in Port Credit, Mississauga. Danny Green Collects will be posting up with, again, some of these awesome collectibles here. You could see some DC, some Voltron, some GI Joes, and again, a lot of rare, awesome figs that you'll be able to kind of find on site there. So there's no shortage
Oh,
of
One Piece. One
One
Piece.
Piece, right? And
Yeah.
we were talking about how hot One Piece is, and they
Yeah.
do have, again, Pokemon cards. They have other types of collectibles and stuff like that too.
You
So
guys better sign up for the 11 a.m. slot then. Come on.
exactly, the 11 a.m. Awesome VIP tickets, and
Yeah.
the ultimate fan packages are definitely what you want to pick up. That gets you into the show an hour before all the general admission people, so you'll be able to pick up all those awesome collectibles. So again, no shortage of entertainment. You got gaming, you got collectibles, you got comics, you got all kinds of crazy stuff here. But any last words, Wing? Anything you want to leave the people with, or are you good to go?
Yeah, just hope to see everyone out on Sunday, December 17th at Awesome Holiday Show.
That's it. And you can get your tickets right on the bottom there. Get your tickets at
Yes, sir.
awesometoyshow.ca.
Yeah.
And if you want to register for the Smashdown, that is smashdown.eventbrite.com. And we are excited to see everyone next Sunday.
Everyone bring a toy donation, remember.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Wing.
Okay, thank you so much. See you.
Cheers.